Hi and welcome to the Creative Treehouse. My name is Robin Broom and I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the United States. I am so glad that you joined me in the Treehouse today. Today's project was one of my first Christmas cards to make. My kids think that it's strange that we're making Christmas cards in September, but we had a Christmas card workshop recently in the Treehouse where we made 4 different Christmas cards, and this one is probably my favorite out of the 4. It uses the sentiment is from Night Divine, and we also use, I loved the entire suite and I bought the entire suite. It also has there's another set that has to do with stars. I don't remember the name of it, but I bought the entire thing. So, because you really need the stars to go with this, I think. So, but anyway, and the designer series paper is just lovely. So I'm going to walk you through how I created this particular card. And this is the die that we used with the little nativity. That's the die that came from that set. And then this die is an older one. Several years, I believe. It was called Bethlehem Edgelets. So you can tell from the name Edgelets, it's definitely an older set, but I just thought it worked really, really well. So let me walk you through all the different things that I did, and I'll give you the measurements. I also have the measurements on my blog. So I used the gold embossing for the Old Holy Night sentiment, and then gave it a black matte. And the navy, the Night of Navy here is, let's find it. It is 2 1/4 by 3. No, wait, this is 2 1/4 by 3, my bad. And the Night of Navy is 2 1/8 by 2 7/8. And again, I'll have all the measurements on my blog. Let's see, what else do we have? That's important. And then the Bethlehem Edgelets, if you were to still have that, and I just thought it was fun and I didn't want to get rid of it. What I did here is I used Night of Navy, and this piece is cut at 4 by 2 3/4. 4 by 2 3/4. And you do not run it all the way through because you want this extra piece here, so you don't want it to cut. Normally it would cut if you run it all the way through the embossing machine. It would cut the bottom here. So you just want to run it through, and you'll stop it right about the time this section gets to where you can't see it in the machine, and that's when you'll stop it. And then when you do that, it will do that, and you'll have the longer part. It did not cut it off there. So I'm going to snip this part off right here. I could have run it through just a touch more, but I didn't want it to mess it up, so I thought I'd err on the side of caution. All right, so that is the Bethlehem one. All right, what else do we need to talk about? We did a circle, and the circle punched out of the basic white. It's 1 3/4 is the size of that. And what I did with that one is let me get a scratch piece of paper and I'll show you that I just used the blending brushes and colored it. So let me grab my brush, and actually I used a dauber for the yellow part, and baby Jesus is just a little bit off to the right, and so I made instead of completely centering the yellow, I made it a little bit off to the right. And it was easier because it's so small to use the dauber, and I just used the Daffodil Delight. And that's pretty much what I did for that on the yellow. And then I used the Misty Moonlight as well as some Night of Navy with the blending brush. And then what I learned the hard way is you don't want to get anywhere near the yellow with your blue, otherwise you will have Jesus will have like a green glow instead of a yellow glow. And when you're using a blending brush, it's always a good idea, especially with the darker colors, to brush it off just a little bit so you don't end up with a big blob. Okay, and so I just kind of went around. This is the Misty Moonlight that I'm starting with. Just kind of making a circular pattern. And I'm trying to avoid not get too super close to the yellow. Try to be careful. All right, get a little bit more over here. A touch more, and then I'm going to switch to Night of Navy. Okay, and when you're using the blending brush, it's a good idea. It's got such a narrow little neck on it. I like to be able to put my index finger on the top, on the back of the head like that. Okay, this is an even darker color, so you definitely need to kind of go off just a little bit. Start off on, don't get right onto whatever your project is. Okay. And I'm doing the Night of Navy basically just on the outer edge. And I can go in just a little bit more as it's lightening up. So that should be good enough. All right, so we've got our circle, and then what I did with Bethlehem, the cityscape, so it should be townscape, not city. And then what I did was, I did several things. One, I took a gel pen. Now, Stampin' Up! Used to have a chalk pen, but they don't have that anymore. So I used a gel pen, and then I highlighted everywhere where I'm just envisioning in my mind that you've got Jesus here and the light is going out, and wherever the light would hit. So the light's going to hit on this side of everything. Did that make sense? So the light's going to hit over here, so you'd want a little bit of light on these windows. That's where the light is hitting. And the same here. This one's a lot, and is a little bit different because you're getting really close. And some of these will be covered up with, and then on this side we'll go like that, and probably the bottom because these are up higher than the nativity down there. So like that, just a really light, just barely do it. In fact, one time I got a little bit too much, and then I went through with the Night of Navy marker and kind of covered it up a little bit. Okay, so that's that part, and then I flipped it over and I used little tiny strips of black, the basic black cardstock, and I gave a backing to the windows. So I'm going to just put a couple little dots of the liquid glue there, and I numbered mine so I knew which one was which. And it doesn't, you just try to make sure they don't show on anywhere else around the building. So like that. And then you'll see the result in a minute. I think I made that one longer. Make sure you got enough place for the glue. Actually, that's 3. Okay, and then, okay. And that's just, there's just some of these little details that I think they make a difference. So I like taking the extra time to do just those little extra details. So, and then I did used a navy pen. Let's see if I have one with me. And I also did one more thing. I took the Stampin'Up marker, and I just went around the edges of the building. Let me see if I can move the tree out of the way a little bit. So just a little bit more contrast. And again, some of this will be covered up, but you're just going to do, again, just a simple detail, but it makes just a subtle but very nice difference. So it's a little bit difficult to get all the edges. And if you angle it a lot, then it'll show more, depending on how much you angle the pen. So let's see if we got some of that. Did we get some of that? This is one of the new Stampin' Right markers. Oh, look at that. I think I need to make my window. I pulled the black went down a little bit too far. It's not covering it up. Let's see if I can redeem it or not. Yep, I can. Okay. I did not have it in the right spot. It wasn't covering up enough. Let's try again. Let's turn it and see. Aha, that's better. Okay. So now we've got that done. And I'm not positive I'm seeing the blue as much as I would like. I'm going to use, I like this one better. Now you can really tell that it is the new one because the tip on the skinny end is different. It's a little bit more like a magic marker instead of a really skinny pen. So I think I'm getting better results from this end. Okay. Because it wasn't showing up a lot on the other one. So bear with me and I'll see if I can get this done. And see if that looks better. Yeah, I'm seeing a difference. Okay. So there is the town, and somebody the other day didn't realize that the pen, you don't have to uncap it to see which end is which because it has a thick line for the thick end. Just pull it off. There's your thick end, and then the skinny line indicates that it's the skinnier tip. So just in case you didn't know that. All right, we got that done, and now we're going to take our nativity, our people. I'm going to grab, I ain't going to get my paper back because I'm going to get a gel pen, the one that we used there, and I'm going to do the same with the people here. Okay, and we're just going to, we use this gel pen a lot during the class, so hopefully there's enough. And what I'm doing here is everything that would be facing the baby gets a highlight to it. So, and I'm assuming he's behind, so everything in the front. And you don't have to be exact, but it does make a difference. Again, little differences, okay? Just want to highlight on that side, so the baby is here, so this will be where we will give it highlights. And she's pretty close to the baby, so she might have even more. Okay. And I even did it on the staff just a little bit. Okay. Anything on that side. And that'll go for the little manger too. And I think we got it all. I think we did. Okay, make sure I don't think the pen wasn't working when we did his face. Looking good, looking good. Okay, so there is that with the gel pen. Okay. And I think that's pretty much all I did and then we can put it together. I do know that I am missing a black piece that I don't have in here right now, but that's okay. We'll make do. I can probably add it later. All right, so the base of the card is your Knight of Navy. And then I did a gold piece, and what I did with the gold was I hated to waste the whole gold, so I used the retired stitched rectangle, and I cut it out, so now I have a gold piece that I can use later. And we're just gonna adhere that to the black, and I need to tell you the sizes. Just a second. I'll get my glue going here. And it just has a little tiny edge there. Wiggle it in place. That's the one thing I really like about the liquid glue, is it gives you a chance to wiggle it around. All right, so the basic black there is a 5.5 by 4 1/4. And then, you know what? Did I write down the gold? Yes. Oh yeah, the gold was really tricky. Yeah, because I basically ended up doing 30 seconds. So I think it's 4 and 3 30 seconds, and 5 and 11 30 seconds. So it's somewhere between 5 3/8 and 5 3/16, and somewhere between 4 1/16 and 4 1/8. So don't get mad about the 30 seconds, but you can make yours different than that. All right, and so we'll put this over here. Go ahead and attach the black to our base. Okay, and it goes all the way to the edge. But I didn't want it to have a black inside, so the black is the exact same size as the card base. All right, and then we need our DSP, and there are two that are similar. This one has the bigger stars on it in that particular pack, and I used the other one with the smaller stars for the inside piece. I can actually show you that right now. That's what I did. I did just a little skinny piece there. I believe this is from a retired set. The stars, however, are from the coordinating one in the same suite. So, okay, so we'll put our DSP down. And again, just a little tiny gold poking out. Just picking out just the slightest bit. All right, so now we need our town, and the town will come next, and the town's going to go right all the way up to the bottom. And so far everything will be just with the glue, no dimensionals. All right, and the thing that I'm missing right now is I put a black piece right here, a little strip, to just ground the whole thing. And let me see if I can find that, and I'll tell you the strip size. I think it's a 1/2 inch. Yes, it's 1/2 inch by 4 inches. So 1/2 inch by 4 is the piece that I'm missing. All right, we can go ahead and put our Old Holy Night on. If you're new to stamping and putting these things together, the paper crafting, always be sure to put your glue on your smaller piece. Okay, and then we'll go ahead and put that on. And it's going to go right up here. Okay, and then we need our, this is going to go up on dimensionals. This one, and then our people. And you can see where I need that little black strip. So, and all of these are on dimensionals. So, and because it's super to be able to use the black dimensionals, I think. So I was going to use some, just have my little ones here, but I would have normally put some big ones on that one and the little ones on the people. So we're going to get this guy going. All right, and I'm going to put the yellow off to the side just a little bit. Okay. And then these guys are going to go right in here, and then I'll remember to come back and put a black strip underneath there. So these guys will need some of the dimensionals. I love the black dimensionals for things just like this, so that you don't see them, you don't notice them, because they're not a stark white up against everything. Here is really dark with Night of Navy and our blacks. So it's wonderful to have this. And it's also fun to have the two different sizes, the regular and the mini. And when you get the black dimensionals, they come as a set. You get both of them in a package. You don't have to buy them separately like you do the regular ones. All right, so probably, there we go. All right, and then it needs that black strip on the bottom. And then the only other thing that I did, and you really can't tell, but I did use up the Wink of Stella, and I put a little bit of shiny right in the center of the stars, like that. All right, so that, other than the strip, the black strip, and we can pretend that it's there, we'll just pretend and you'll see, then it's completely finished. So it didn't take a long time, did it? So that's how I accomplished that, and the inside would be like this. I don't have it on there. That's how I did my inside. So there it is. So I thought it was fairly easy, and I just made a really stunning and very beautiful card, I think. So that's it. I'll bring the other one in that actually has the bottom base to it, and you can see, because I thought I really liked this, to just kind of the Bethlehem. It just kind of added a very subtle background to it. I really, really liked that. And it needed, otherwise, if it doesn't have the black here, it looks like they're kind of floating, so we didn't want anybody floating right here. So that is about it. So thanks so much for joining me in the Treehouse, and you can check out my blog, which is creativetreehouse.blog, and that will have all the dimensions and stuff, so you don't have to just keep stopping this and writing them down. They'll all be on my blog. And the other thing is, don't forget to push the subscribe button if you have not already subscribed to my YouTube channel. I'm very close to having 2,000 subscribers, and it would be exciting to have you be the one that just pushed me over that edge, that threshold. That would be awesome. And that's it from the Treehouse for today, and I'll talk to you hopefully in a week or so with another project. Thanks again for joining me, and we'll see you later. Bye-bye.